Hi guys, I'm in my conservatory now, so there might be not an echo, but it sounds a bit different. So when I'm inside the car, uh, uh, forgive that. But um, today I'd like to talk about midlife crisis and can you be too old for a midlife crisis? What does it mean? Now, I'm 57, and I hope what I'm about to talk about resonates with you if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s. And I've had a few comments saying that, dude, you're too old to have a midlife crisis. It's more like low testosterone, adrenaline, or whatever. I don't think my testosterone is too low. We can talk about that another time. But of course, I don't feel the same as when I was 20 years of age. Of course, you know, I have to be careful what I say. But anyway, you know what I mean. And what I'd like to say is that midlife crisis is not, it used to be about age, or you had midlife crisis when you were from 35 to 45, something like that. But it's not about age anymore. That's the old way of thinking. So, like, some of these comments are like quite ageist as well. Dude, you're too old. Too old for what? And compared to who? I could probably run rings around some 20 or 30-year-olds if in certain areas. If I train a little bit, I think I can. I'm not like decrepit and past it completely. Maybe not run rings, but I mean, at least be on the same level. And that's saying a lot because your testosterone goes down, your muscle mass goes down. In my case, things tend to stress me more. But I think if I had a fight with a 20 or 30-year-old, if that 20 or 30-year-old is trained, then I'll lose. But if he's just like me, not trained, I reckon I can defend myself quite easily. I still haven't lost my, you know, I might not have the speed, but I have the timing kind of still right. My reaction might be less. I mean, it should be less because I'm older, but with that comes experience. I'm not gonna get into a fight with anybody, but even if that did happen, I wouldn't try and do anything fancy. I'd just, go for the groin, the eyes, the throat, anything the vital points. So I'm not trying to say that, I'm not trying to, this is not my ego. I'm just trying to say with age comes experience. And so, just because you're older, it doesn't mean that, it does mean that usually you're less tougher, less stronger than a younger person. But with age comes experience. And with experience comes knowledge of, in this case, a self defense situation, for example. Don't get involved in certain situations because you know what can happen. But when you're young, your T levels are really high. You're egotistical. You think you can't be beaten. You're immortal, and you end up potentially being really hurt. So as I said, with age comes experience, knowledge, and yeah, sometimes you can't beat that. No, you can't. Well, anyway, going back to the subject for today, what exactly is a midlife crisis? Traditionally, midlife crisis was a period of turmoil between like the 40s and 60s when you look back on your achievements and goals and the future, and it could be a way of and it could be triggered by certain life events, children leaving home, career changes, loss of a loved one, all that kind of stuff, okay? That's the traditional view. But here's one thing. Midlife crises don't have a strict age limit. So you can have people in their like 50s and 60s going through this. How? Because it's not like you're counting that, like, oh, okay, you die at 80, so at 40 you must have this midlife crisis. No, it's not about age entirely. It's about a perception and your experience in life at this juncture, at this point. So it can be between 40 and 60, something like that. And the concept of midlife is shifting anyway. Before it was 30, then 40, let's say. And so people will live longer. So at 57, yeah, by the time I'm 80, 90, people will probably live to 120. So they have more, like, how do you call it, dynamic life project, is it not trajectories? Trajectories. Now for myself, just speaking personally for myself, okay, I am 57, and there's quite a few, it's a period of introspection. Now, there's a few things that are happening that I've spoken about on this channel. There's divorce. My eldest daughter, she's estranged now. My father passed away a year ago. I've had lots of problems with my dogs and the police because of the dogs. I'll lose my house, lose my children. My health is in decline, and I had lots of health problems. And I'm still in bereavement for my father. So many things have happened all at once. It's as if everything is, I'm overwhelmed. And so I've heard lots of people talk about this midlife crisis. And as I said, the traditional view of midlife crisis, yes, it is around 35, 45. But now it's changed because people will live longer. So you have as I said, longer life trajectories. So you don't have to retire at 60. You can retire at 75 or whatever. I retired probably about 20 because I haven't worked for many years. But so this period has been unbelievably challenging for me, and it's a period of introspection for me. And it's happening now at the age of 57. And yes, for me, it is a midlife crisis. Now, midlife crisis or crises or midlife crisis can be triggered by various life events. But the thing is, all these life events have assembled in this time period. Now that I'm 57, it's a big change for me. Is just being alone, and I'm going to have to deal with it. This being alone comes with other things. I am the whole package. Wherever I go, it's like luggage. I take it with me. Bereavement. My father's passed away. My estranged daughter, finances. It's like so many things have come at me at once, and so I'm going to have to really think about my future, and and I'm going to have to do it alone, and it's a massive life change for me. What I've learned is from all the comments and having a look online is how I respond to all this, all these daggers, all these problems that have come along roughly at the same time. The way I respond is by, I don't know, as people have said, making new friends, new hobbies, new routines, doing exercise, changing the way I do many things. So it's a big shift in my life. So I've been talking about lots of negative things. It's because I have to get this stuff out, but also I know I have to talk more about positive things and do more positive things. So my life is like this, so I have to try and, as I say, stop myself from, like, this is a plane, stop myself from crashing, and using various, maybe different hobby, maybe supplements, maybe a different diet, maybe, waking up early and doing my bed, as Jordan Peterson says, use many of these pillars of health and healing that I call them, to stop myself from crashing. And the trajectory of my life is moving hopefully towards something more positive, with my health, physical, mental, and whatever career or what is my purpose. Sometimes I think, oh yeah, well, when I was younger I used to like to do this and that, but the thing is, I don't like to do this and that anymore. I used to like to play with Airfix kits, the little plastic pieces of I don't know, aeroplane or whatever, and you stick them together with glue, then you paint them. I tried them a few years ago. I was stressed out as hell. I thought, I can't do this. But I used to love doing that as a child. I have to find out, obviously, what did that give me? Why did I want to do that? Why was I absorbed? And find something that can absorb me in the same way. Well, anyway, yeah, all this stuff that's happening has to lead to change, and it's a good thing. As the saying goes, there's nothing as constant as constant change. I think many psychologists now believe that midlife crisis is less about crisis and more about personal growth, and using this opportunity to grow. Dr. Oliver, I think, Robinson, he specializes in midlife crises. He said that this period is an opportunity to significant personal development. So even like psychologists of today are saying that this is just a period of introspection that can lead to personal development. And that's something that I haven't done for years. So I have to really look into it and take this opportunity to change and see what is my purpose in life. And that's what people are doing, and you can do it at any age, even older than 60, because it's a period of introspection. It's not like you're 40, so you can't think about it anymore. That's it. You have to just think about the grave. It doesn't make sense. So you might be asking, am I too old for midlife crisis? Now the answer is no, absolutely not, because age is really a number. Age is a number. I used to think, only old people say that, but no, it's true. Age is a number. It's not your age, but it's the way you respond to these crises. And if you respond in a good way and grow and learn, as I want to do. You see, this is a very positive video today. Usually it's not so positive, but the comments that were made that spoke about the midlife crisis, that I'm too old, dude. Now I got to thinking, am I too old? Then I did some research and I saw, some psychologists talking about it. No, you're not too old, because it's not like a specific time. It's about, as I said, introspection. So you can have a midlife crisis when you're 60 or older, 65, 70. You can. It depends what's been happening in your life. I've been like a teenager most of my life, and so it's right that this is going to happen to me now. I have to grow up, and that's what, for me, this midlife crisis is. So anyway, thanks for watching. Tell me what you think. There's no point you younger guys saying, dude, you're too old. Yeah, too old for what? Not too old to have a midlife crisis. When you understand what a midlife crisis is. In the past, yes, between 35 and 40, 45 traditionally, but now it's changed. So you're not too old to have a midlife crisis. It's just a period of, as I said, reflection, introspection, especially if you have so many problems and then your life is going to fork another way. It's been going like, you've reached a certain path and now you can go in a few directions. And, these decisions for me are huge decisions that I have to make. So no, you can't, well, I think 57 is not too old to have a midlife crisis, or 60. And so, I'd just like to know what you guys think, and leave a comment down below and tell me what you think about, are you too old to have a midlife crisis? Are you too old to have a midlife crisis, I mean? How old are you? 40, 50, 60? I wonder if you could be too young to have a midlife crisis, the age of 15 or something, or the age of 95, I don't know. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and subscribe, share, and thumbs up, or you can thumbs down. Okay. Have a nice day, and I'll speak to you guys later. Maybe in my car next time. I'll see. Bye.